Eric Brown from UNLV. What's up, Coach?
Richie, how are you? Good to see you, man.
I'm doing terrific, man. I wanted to get you on here because I know you're so good at coaching the offense. And currently you're at UNLV, but you've been at Cal State Northridge, Iowa State, USC, and Long Beach State, and your offense has always been good.
Appreciate that. I've been very fortunate to work under some very good coaches. We've had some very good players, and your offense is only as good as your recruiting. So you better get some good players who can run and play in the open court if you want to be good at that.
Completely makes sense. Well, if you don't mind, break down transition offense for us from a guard standpoint to the wings to the posts and just build it up for us because I know that's what your specialty is.
Well, with our transition offense, you want to break it down in your individual workouts. So you take a group of point guards, wings, and bigs. And with the point guards, well, the very first thing we work on is the outlet. That's where the break starts. Outlet off the miss, outlet off the make, getting above the free throw line, getting your back to the sideline. And as soon as they get that outlet, they're looking to push it on that side of the floor. And then they could push it with one bounce and two bounce and try to advance it with the pass. So we'll work on them pitching it ahead to a manager in the corner, getting it back for a jump shot. We'll work on them getting their outlet and making 1 or 2 dribble moves on that side of the court to either get to the rim or pull up for a jumper. Or if that action's not there and your lead post isn't there, we work on them slicing the court. So they'll slice the court, pitch it ahead to the weak side wing, get the jumper back. Or when you slice the floor, you've got an alley created between that lead post and that opposite wing where you can drive it to the rim or pull up for a jumper. So we work on all that just with our point guards and individual work and kind of build up from there.
Now, is this on made baskets, missed baskets, or all the above?
We want to push on a make and a miss, and we'll work on them getting outlets to different parts of the floor. It's really easy to get your outlet when that ball comes down on your side. But we also work on them getting their outlet when the ball is on the other away from them. So they've got to cut across the court, get their outlet on the run. Or if the ball goes through the net and the big takes it out and they're on the other side, they got to cut across and get their outlet on the run. So we work on all those different angles and different areas of the floor.
And that makes sense. So I would imagine your wings, they're sprinting down the floor to the corners.
Correct. We teach them to get out and run wide. You want to get out and beat the defense down the floor. And if you can get it early, so the first thing we'll work on them is you take your 4 or 5 wings and individual work and you just work on them sprinting, have a ball pass up to them, and then make a one bounce, one dribble, 2 dribble move in the open court to get to the rim. The other thing you work on is getting to the weak side or getting to the corner. Sprint to the corner because transition threes are wide open in the corner. If you can spread the defense out and get to the corner and make it really hard to guard you, those are the shots that are open in transition. So we'll work on them sprinting to the corner, catching, shooting early. Early threes are good if your feet are set and you're on balance and it's a good shot. The other thing we'll work on too is once you pitch it ahead to that corner, the shot's not there, they're going to drive it hard to the middle, get in the paint, and look for the other wing in the weak side corner. So they're playing in tandem.
So these are things that you guys are working on in player development, individual workouts, your perimeter guys. You're always in attack mode. You're always pushing the ball up the floor, trying to get a transition 3 or one of your perimeter players driving to the basket.
Yep, we'll get to our spots. We tell these wings and bigs and points, get to your spots, and that's the bridge that leads into your secondary break or your basic offense, which is different for everybody.
Okay, and then how do you get your posts involved? Because I feel like a lot of big guys get neglected in transition offense.
I agree with you. They've got to be able. They got to be runners. You got to train them how to run. You got to train them how to get the ball in the net. So we work on them just getting the ball in the net. Grab it out of the net with 2 hands, get outside that lane line, and get an overhead pass for your outlet. That's the very first thing we work on. And then the opposite big, who's not taking it out, we like our 4-man to take it out. We kind of designate him. But say the 5 gets the rebound, and now the 4 is the first one down the floor. So you work on them sprinting down the floor to the ball side of the floor. So if your point guard got that rebound or got that outlet on the right side, he's sprinting down the floor with his head up and his lead hand is up as a target hand, and you're looking for rim runs. And there's a ton of drills to do that where it's continuous, and you get them to do that. Second part of that is if they're not open on the rim run and they've got their man sealed, the point guards are going to read that, slice the floor, and look to hook a little bounce pass in there to get him an early post up. So those are all early actions from your lead post. Now your trailer post, off a miss or off a make, he's going to come down. And if there's no early scores from your wings, your lead post, we tell our bigs we need to set a drag ball screen. So sometimes off a miss, if our two bigs have not, we call it win the race. If you've not beat down the floor and won the race, it's automatic drag ball screen. It could be a single drag ball screen. It could be a double drag ball screen. And that's a whole nother area that we work on and all the options out of that.
Here's a question for you. If your player in the corner receives the ball, the wing, and he drives toward the rim, is there any philosophy you have or direction you want your post players to go if they're on ball side?
Yeah, we at that point we work a lot on concepts because you could talk X and O's and all that other stuff, but at the end of the day, end of the shot clock, it's about concepts. So if you were to drive baseline, that post would slide up to the lane line. If he drives middle, that post would slide out to the short corner. And then is that what you're referring to?
Exactly. Yes.
Your trailer post would space out. Your point guard would space out. Sometimes our point guard will pitch it ahead. He'll cut through, or he'll stay, and we kind of designate what we want to do in terms of our secondary break with that.
That's terrific. Yeah. So this is all primary break stuff, and this leads into your regular offense.
Correct. We run a ball screen motion offense, and so that gets into that. And so if you just have the floor balance with your two corners filled in a lead post and a trail post, you can get into anything as everybody does.
Yeah. Well, here's one last question for you because you talked about recruiting. So when you're recruiting, are you looking for guys that play at this pace of play, or is it something where you can recruit players and adapt them to your culture?
Good question. We prefer players who play this way, but there's a lot of players that play fast and they're not good decision makers, or they're too fast. You want the player that can go from second gear to fifth gear, not the one that's always in fifth gear, out of control, not making the right reads, making the right decisions. You could play fast and still not be efficient. You want to play fast and get teammates involved and make the right play and make the right read. And you could play fast and not score in the first 10 seconds, but over a 40-minute game, you're putting a lot of pressure on the defense.
It's awesome, man. Well, hey, we're going to have to wrap this up, but I appreciate you coming here and dropping some insight.
Appreciate you having me, and look forward to seeing you soon, Richie.
All right, you too, sir. Eric Brown from UNLV.